hips, your knees or your feet. And then just see if we can just lengthen our spine. So just imagine you've got a string on the top of your head. I'm just going to pull that string gently up towards the ceiling. Just lengthen your spine, sitting up a little bit taller. And make sure your head's right between your shoulders, and just feel like your shoulders are over your hips as well. So we just do a little bit of a setup. So just make sure you're sitting nice and tall. We're just going to just very gently, just allow your chin just to fall towards your chest. Just feel a little bit of a stretch in the back of your neck, just opening up the back of the neck, and then just very slowly look forwards again. So your eye gaze is directly forwards, and then take a little turn of your head to the left. So you're just keeping everything else still, just looking to the left, and slowly bring your eye gaze forward. And then very slowly, let's take a little look to the right, and then slowly look forwards, and see if you can just drop your chin towards your chest, and then roll your chin across the chest. Almost feel like you're trying to take your left ear towards your left shoulder. And then with the chin still on the chest, roll your chin across the chest again, and take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just a little bit of a stretch. Chin comes in aligned with the middle of the chest, still looking down. And then very slowly start to look forwards. Okay, so from there, let's take a little bit of focus on making that connection to your center, which I talked about. So just imagine you've got a belt on just below your belly button. You're just going to draw in that belt just a little bit tight. So almost feeling like that space in between your two hip bones is just getting a little bit shorter. So you're just drawing in your center. So just feel a little bit of contraction in your abdominals. And then imagine you're trying to put on a really tight pair of trousers, and you're trying to really do the zip up tightly on that jean. So you're zipping up from the top of your pelvic bone all the way up to your belly button. So you feel that pulling in sensation as you feel that drawing in. So just don't do it too much so you feel uncomfortable, just to a level there. So what we're trying to do really is to stabilize the spine in your pelvis, so we're not sort of losing any stability. So making sure we stay sort of fairly safe while we start to move sideways and twisting a little bit as well. So just making sure you just feel like, almost imagine you've got a waistcoat, a fairly loose waistcoat around your middle that's just supporting your spine and your pelvis. So just have your hands resting lightly on your thighs for a moment. Let's just very gently start to bring the shoulders forwards and bring your shoulders upwards, and just slide your shoulder blades back and down. Just a nice little rolling movement through your shoulders. Let's do that once more. So breathing in, let's just bring the shoulders forward, up by your ears, and just slide your shoulder blades down towards the base of your spine. So let's talk about the breathing now. So if you just let your backs of your hands just rest on your thighs with your fingertips facing inwards, almost letting your fingertips touch here between your hips. And then we're just going to try and breathe into the sides and the back of your rib cage. So rather than breathing into your belly, because we've got that waistcoat on, so you don't want to breathe into your belly, you want to breathe into the upper body. So as you breathe in, try and breathe in like almost sideways, breathing into your ribs. Going to take a big in-breath. And as you breathe in, just start to slowly float your hands up, maybe just towards your chest. And breathing in, just slowly. Breathing out, you're going to feel your rib cage slide in and down as your hands just rest on your thighs again. Breathing in, just breathing sideways. Nice big deep in. Breathing through your nose. Expansion of the rib cage. And breathing out, relax your shoulders. Just let them slide away as your hands rest on your thighs. Breathing in through your nose. And gently and slowly breathing out through your mouth. Just feel your shoulder blades sliding away. Let's do that a couple more times. So try and breathe nice and deeply right into the base of your lungs. Let your elbows maybe go a little bit wider. Keep your shoulder, chest wide, and open that big in breath. And as you breathe out slowly, just nice, relaxing, soothing, calming breath. Let's do that once more. Big in breath. And slowly breathe it all out. And then just let your arms hang along by the sides of your chair. So your arms just hang like ragdoll arms from your shoulder joints, shoulders wide and open. Let's again just do a few little shoulder rolls. So breathing in, let's bring the shoulders forwards up by ears, and then your shoulder blades go down towards your hips as your shoulder blades slide back and down. Just that rotation, lovely, around your shoulders. Breathing in and breathing out. So every time you breathe out, feel any tension across your mid, your upper back, just let it slide away. Do that a couple more times. This is the sort of breathing pattern we want to follow when we're doing our sequences. But as I say, don't worry too much about your breathing. Just trying to just slow it right down, getting lots of oxygen into our lungs. So the oxygen goes into our blood, it goes to our muscles, getting everything nice and warm before we sort of move on a little bit. And then from there, just let your arms release long and down by your sides. Okay, so from there, let's just slowly just put your fingertips on the tops of your shoulders if you can. and then bring your arms up forwards. Then we're going to take the elbows up towards the ceiling and take the elbows wide to the side till the elbows slightly behind you, and just let your upper arm just slowly brush past your rib cage. Bring your elbows forward, up, wide, and bring them back down again. And again, that same breathing. Let's breathe in as the elbows come forwards and up, and breathing out as they go wide and even slightly behind you as you pull them back down. That's nice. That's it. And lift the elbows up. It doesn't need to be big. You can make them really tight. Just imagine just drawing circles in the air with your elbows. Big in breath and breathing out. Let's go the other way. Let's breathe in, take the elbows back, wide up towards the ceiling. Bring them in towards each other maybe, and bring them down. So just making sure we're feeling that nice release, that relaxing out breath as we bring the shoulders back down. Maybe do that a couple more times. That's lovely. Oh, just really nice release. So anytime you're holding any tension in your mid, your upper back, this is just a nice little sequence to do. And then just let your upper arms come by your rib cage, and let your arms just slowly release down by your sides. And with your arms by your side, just wiggle your fingers a little bit, and then just do a few little wrist circles, just circling your wrists, so just getting a little bit of mobility into your wrists. Just moving your fingers as we circle the wrists a little bit there as well. And then let's take the circles around the other way. So every time we move the joints, we get fluid. It's synovial fluid. It moves into your joints, sort of oiling your joints really, which is why it's so important to keep mobile. And then let's take the circles around the other way again. Then just spread your fingers nice and wide. Stretch your fingers, opening up nice and wide. Then close them and open them and close them. Always good to keep your fingers nice and mobile. Do that once more, wide. Bring them in and just wiggle your fingers and slowly bring your arms all the way back down by yourself. Okay, so just tuck your chin in slightly, make sure your neck's in line with your spine, chest feels wide and open, and then just try and gently soften your ribs down towards your hips. We've got a really nice neutral alignment. And then without moving anything else, just have your arms along by your sides if you can. Let's take an in-breath and let's just float the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then breathing out, just slowly keep your elbows soft, let it float back down. And breathing in, lift your right arm up, keep your shoulder down, try not to pull your shoulder up by your ear. And let's go again. If anybody wants to ask me or talk to me anything, if you've got any questions while we're doing any of these sequences, just let me know. Just a little bit more movement through your shoulders and lift the arm high. You don't need to lift it that high if that's not for you. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's do one more like that with the right arm. And slowly bring your arm all the way down by your sides. Now let's breathe in. We'll see if we're going to touch fingers here. Let's just take the left arm wide to the side and slowly bring it back down. And then your right arm wide, just coming through the shoulder joint at a different angle. And breathing in and breathing out. And go the other way. And both of your arms down by your side. Let's do two arms. Now let's float both of the arms up towards the ceiling. Try and keep your shoulders away from, so we're not here. Keep the shoulder blades down. Slowly let your arms float down by your sides. And breathing, keep your neck still, your eye gaze just gently forwards. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly slide your shoulder blades down as your arms come down. They'll lift slightly, but try not to bring the shoulders up by your ears. Breathing in. And breathing out. Let's do that once more. And bring your arms slowly all the way down by your sides. Take a little shoulder roll there. Just release off your shoulders and slide your shoulder blades back. And a little bit different this time. Slowly bring that left arm up towards the ceiling. This time take it wide to the side, like you're sweeping it wide to the side. And turn your palm inwards as it comes down. And then your right arm, lift it up. Take it wide. So it's like you're just drawing a semicircle with your arm. And let's do that again, lifting up, reaching wide. And bring the arm down. So if you get a bit fatigued in your shoulders at any time, always just take a little rest. Let's do one more of those each side. Keep everything else really still. Just focus on your breathing, that movement through your shoulder, a little bit opening your chest. And bring the arms slowly all the way down. Can we go the other way? Breathing in, take the arm wide to the side, bring it over your shoulder and slowly float it down. And then your right arm, take it wide, right up over your fingertips to ceiling and pull it down. Let's do one more each side, if you're happy to. And last time. So just feel that space widening in your rib cage. So we really focus on our breathing as well, just encouraging our lungs to fill up with air. Just roll your shoulders there nice and gently and slide your shoulder blades back and down. Let's take a big in-breath. Take both of the arms wide to the side, bring them up over your shoulders and float them both down. Let's go the other way with the arms. Reach them up over your shoulder. They don't need to take them all up, just as high as you feel comfortable to take them. Take them wide and bring them down. And take the arms wide, breathing in. So your ribs should be expanding sideways as we bring our arms wide and over our shoulders. The ribs are drawing in and down as you bring your arms back down by your side. Let's go wide again, last time. And slowly bring your arms all the way down by your sides. This time, let's just reach your arms up towards it. Take a little up at the ceiling. Take a stretch like you're trying to reach your fingertips in. Now you can hug your ears with your shoulders if you want to. Big in breath, and then drop your shoulder blades down into your back pockets. Then look forward to take your arms wide to side and slowly bring them all the way down. Done quite a lot of work with our arms long, haven't we? Let's change that a little bit. Let's take the arms wide over your head. Bring your hands together over your head like you send your prayers, and then just slowly just slide your thumbs down towards your breastbone, fingertips to ceiling. So just feel that release, shoulders way away from this. We're going to rotate our spines now. So keep your fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling and keep your thumbs in line with your breastbone. Keep your elbows fairly high if you can. So have your hands a little bit lower and lovely there. That's it, like you're saying your prayers with your hands to your chest. Are you right there? And then breathe in as you breathe out. Keep your hips, sit bones, your bottom, in other words, glued to the chair. Breathe in as you breathe out. Just take a little twist from the waist around to the left. Doesn't matter if you've gone the other way. And then breathing in, coming gently back through center. And exhaling, twist from your waist, your upper body just twisting in one piece, one unit to the right. And back to center. So try and keep your chin slightly tucked in. So all we're doing is moving our spine gently, that rotation, very gentle, controlled rotation, just side to side. That's a little bit of a spine twist. And keep going, arms by your sides. Anytime if you want to release. And all the while here, just think about that belt that you've got around your middle, and the tight pair of trousers that you've got on. So keep that gently drawing in and pulling up. Let's do that once more. Keep your spine really long, try not to round your shoulders, twisting gently and back to center, and then go around the other way. And then back to center. Just bring your arms slowly all the way down by your sides and just roll your shoulders. Can you, at home as well, if you can just let your arms hang on the outside of your chair seat, with your fingertips reaching down towards the floor. Just going to do a little gentle side bend. Keep it really small if you need to. So breathe in. As you breathe out, just let your left arm reach down towards the floor. Just taking that little bend in your sideways without leaning forwards or backwards, and sitting up nice and squarely. And then your right fingertip, just let them reach towards the floor. Try not to lean forwards or back. So we're just gently moving our spine in different directions. We did that little bit of rotation. Now we're doing a little bit of side bends, lateral flexion, so bending sideways. So stay with this if you want to. Just keep it really small if you need to. Try and keep both of your sit bones weighted onto the floor. So this time as you reach your left arm down, just slowly start to pull your right elbow up towards the ceiling if you can. You don't need to. And then bring both of your arms long and down by yourself, or slide your hand up your rib cage if you want to, or just let your arm hang. That's it, just reaching down a little bit further, maybe pulling the elbow a little bit higher. Just trying to keep your neck in line with your spine all the while. How are we doing, all right? Yeah. So we're all going to be at least 3 inches taller by the end of this class. It's so good for your posture though, Pilates. It really is. We pull our shoulders back and down, we lift the chest, we stand tall. We use our abdominals, our core, those abdominal muscles to stabilize. Okay, so bring your arms down. We can make that a little bit bigger, or stay with that if you want to. Otherwise, we're just going to start to reach the left arm wide to the side and just pull your right elbow up towards it. And just looking along your fingertips, just see what you can do. And then lengthen both of your arms long down by your side, and then reaching your right fingertips towards the left side wall. Either keep your arm by your side and pull the right elbow up, left elbow up if you can. My left and my right, so I'm doing the opposite to you, remember. It's 10 to 12. Is it going that slowly? Reaching away. And that big reach, try not to lift your hips off the floor. Just get a little bit more deeply into that stretch. Shall we do one more of those each way? Anytime you're doing anything we do, so if it doesn't suit you, don't do it. Just sit nice and still till we move on. And then go again. And then last time, just bring your both arms gently down by your sides. Just gently take your little shoulder over, slide the shoulder blades back and down again. So from there, let's just let's go down the body a little bit. Let's think about our feet and our knees, our hips and our ankles. So just with your feet on the floor, on your block if you want, just stand nice and tall. Hands wherever you feel comfortable, as long as you're sitting nice and tall. Hands on your thighs by the side of your chair, and even cross your arms if you want to, but make sure you've got really nice seated posture. Just with your feet on the floor, just see if we can just lift the toes away from the floor, and just give them a little bit of a wiggle and spread them out, and then just gently put them back down again. So I'm going to give you a little toe exercise. It's quite hard to do. I mean, even I struggle with it, but it's called a Mexican wave. It's a Pilates exercise for your feet. So you know, Mexican wave is a nice, like, flowing movement. So see how we get on. I mean, I don't expect anybody to do it perfectly because I can't do it perfectly either. But let's see how we go. Let's just start to very slowly. We're going to try and lift one toe at a time away from the floor sequentially. So just lift your big toe off the floor, and then see if you can then lift the one next to it away, and then the one next to it, and then the one next to it, and then the little toe. So all of your toes are off the floor. Yeah? And then see if you can put your little toe down, and then the one next to it, and then the middle toe, and then the one next to it, and then your big toe. Look forwards, don't look at your toes. Let's keep our necks flat. It's cheating looking at your toes. So keep your eye gaze forward. Everyone at home as well, keep your neck long. Let's just do that again. Lift a big toe, then the one next to it. So almost like you're just slowly peeling all the white toes away from the one at a time until they're all off the floor. And then one at a time, start with your little toe, then one at a time, they all just release down again. So let's see if we can go the other way. Let's start with the little toe. Can you lift your little toe off the floor first of all? I know that's almost impossible. As best as you can. See how you go. Then one at a time, all of your toes lift away from the floor. And then one at a time, put your big toe down first of all. Oh, this is the hardest bit. Then the one next to it, and then the one next to it. Then they're all down. It's just a really nice exercise for your toes, your feet. So really, it's important to mobilize all of the joints in your body, your fingers, your toes. I mean, how often do you sit wiggle your toes? Well, maybe you do, but you know, it's quite, especially when we've got shoes on all day long. It's just really nice just to spread out your toes and get that little bit of mobility into your toes. So from there, keep your toes on the floor this time, and then as you breathe, just slowly just lift your heels off the floor, just pressing gently into the balls of your feet, and then just very slowly allow your heels to just settle back down onto the floor. Then keep your heels on the floor and just lift your toes off the floor. So just on your heels, you feel that down the shins, down the front of your legs, and then put your toes back down again. Then lift the heels and drop them down, and then lift the toes with the heels down. So again, we just take a little bit of work through your ankles. Just do that a couple more times each way. You don't need to lift the heels right off the floor. Just a little hover if you need to, and then coming onto your heels. Keep everything else nice and still. Hopefully you're still breathing. Lift your heels, drop the heels gently down, and then lift your toes off the floor. See if we can just hover the left foot off the floor. Just circle your ankle nice and gently. There's a few ankle circles. Just wiggling your foot. So again, we're just oiling our ankle joints, getting that mobility in your ankle joints, and then circle your ankle around the other way. And then very gently put your foot back down. Let's do the same with the right leg. Lift it up, lift the foot off the floor, and there's gentle little ankle circles, getting that mobility around your ankle joint. Let's do that round and round the other way. So that's the ankles done. Let's just go into our spine now. So we're going to do, if you've done Pilates or any fitness classes in the past when you were lying on the mat on your hands, so you're probably familiar with a cat and cow. So cat and cow is when you're rounding the spine, so you're flexing your spine and you're arching your back. So we'll try and do a few sequences like that, which is obviously really good for mobilizing your spine. But I want you to think about when you're doing it, just to make sure you're just pulling in your belt and lifting up your sensor, always making sure we're very mindful of how your back is feeling. Keep it really small if you need to, make it a little bit bigger if you want to. So just let your hands rest slightly on the tops of your thighs. Just start sitting nice and tall. Take a big in-breath and try and breathe wide and deeply into your ribcage. Then as you breathe out, we're just going to very gently start to open the elbows a little bit wider, start to round your spine, tuck your tailbone slightly underneath and just slowly draw your chin in towards your chest. So just feel your shoulder blades really widening across your back, your elbows are reaching wide. And then as you breathe in, just slowly pull your elbows in towards your ribs. Start to restack your spine sitting tall at the top. And maybe we can take a little look up at the ceiling, lift your chest. Push your chest slightly forwards and upwards, so just a little bit of extension in your spine. And breathing out, slowly go the other way again. So your elbows are slowly going to reach wide. So we're rounding our spine, scooping in. Your navel draws in towards your spine. So you'll really feel that flexion. Shoulder blades pull wide. Then slowly, as you breathe in, come in the other way. So tuck your elbows in, stack your spine. One vertebra on top of the other, and hug your upper arms into your ribs and upper arms, and lift your chest looking up at the ceiling. As perfect, brilliant. And let's go the other way again. So only as much movement in your spine as your body allows. You might have a little bit of stiffness in certain parts of your spine. Maybe we can just get rid of some of that. And then coming into that cow, it's called a cow pose. So we're extending our spines, arms hug your ribs, let the chest look upwards. So if anybody's uncomfortable in any of this, make it really, really small. Let's just do that once more each way, rounding the spine, elbows go wide, feel the shoulder blades wide, and tuck your tailbone under slightly, chin tucks in towards your chest. And then slowly pulling the elbows in towards your rib cage. Sit tall, lift the chest, look up at the ceiling. And then look forwards and just slowly bring your arms down by your sides and just roll your shoulders, just releasing off any tension around your shoulders, your mid, your upper back. Do a couple more shoulder rolls each way. And then just slide your shoulder blades back and down. And then just put your hands back on your thighs. So we're going to do a little bit more upper body work. So tuck your upper arms into your rib cage, like your elbows are hugging your ribs. And then turn your palms upwards to face ceiling. Lift your hands up so your fingertips are in line with your elbows. Like this is called a dummy waiter. I have no idea why, but your palms are facing the ceiling. It's like you're holding a tray. You've got a tray, so you need to keep your palms nice and flat facing the ceiling. Breathe in. As you breathe out, just slowly, just reach your arms forward without leaning forward, like you're trying to hand me something on that tray. And as you breathe in, just slowly draw your elbows in towards your rib cage and tuck them in. And breathing out, reach your arms forward, long arms reaching through your fingertips. And breathing in, slowly hug your ribs with your upper arms. And let's do that again. Exhaling, breathing out, reaching forwards. Keep your shoulder blades down, keep your shoulders away from your ears. And slowly bring your arms in. And let's do that once more. Reaching forwards. And bring your arms in, and then just let your arms release down by your sides. Again, you can put your hands on your hip, just roll your shoulders, just release off. This time, hug your elbows in towards your rib cage. Again, still you're all sitting comfortably still. Nobody needs any support behind your back. Yeah. So again, sit nice and tall. Hug your upper arms and your elbows in towards your rib cage, and then bring your hands exactly where they were before, palms to ceiling. But this time, we're going to just slowly open the arms, hugging your elbows into your ribs, and close them. Just bring them just shoulder width apart. Exhaling, pull the hands wide. Keep your elbows tucking in. And slow, just a little bit work through your shoulders. So keep your hands flat, elbows tucking in. So all we're doing is opening and closing at the elbow. Let's do that again. Exhale, breathing out as you pull the arms wide. Keep hugging in with your elbows. And let's do that again. A little bit different next time. So I'm going to take the hands wide, and then we're just going to slowly just reach your arms a little bit wide. Keep a little bit of softness in your elbows. Imagine you've got teacups on your hand here, so keep the palms nice and still, and slowly bring the elbows in, and then bring them back to that midline. And then take the hands wide, reaching away, a little bit higher with the arms maybe. Tuck the elbows into your ribs and then bring them back in. Let's do that a couple more times. Open, reach away, tuck your elbows in, come back to center. You're very synchronized. Have you all been doing this a long time together? Synchronized swimming, isn't it? And then bring your arms in. Just rest your hands on your thighs and just that nice little roll, shoulder roll, just rolling through your shoulders. So this time, a little bit different this time. Let's do a little bit of forward flexion. So we're going to stretch the spine a little bit, but be very mindful of how this feels in your back. So again, making sure that, remember these abdominal muscles, which I'm asking you to pull in and lift up, they look after your back. So it's important to have strong abdominals. So pulling them in and lifting them up. Let's bring our arms forward and just bend your elbows and just allow your fingertips to rest gently on your elbows. So we've got like genie arms, but we don't want to be here with the shoulders up by ears. Slide your shoulder blades back and down. So breathe in. As you can you just take a sort of a lean forward, keeping your spine really long, but try and keep your bottom on the floor, just stretching your spine as you reach forwards, pull your tummies in really tight and slowly keeping your spine straight, pull your tummy in and sit tall again. And then just hinging from your hips, more or less, that's all we're doing, just hinging for that stretch in your spine, pull your tummy in nice and deeply. And when you stretch, pull the shoulders down, keep them away from your ears. Everybody right to that, keep it small. If any pinching at all at any time in your spine, be very mindful of how it feels. We don't want any injuries or anything at all. Let's reach forwards, just maybe come a little bit further, maybe get your chest maybe a little bit close to your face, as long as that feels okay for you. And then sit really nice and tall at the top. Let's keep our arms in this shape. Let's go back to our spine twist again. So keep your elbows just a little bit lower than shoulder height. Breathe in as you out. Let's take that twist again to the left. So you almost feel like you're trying to pull your left elbow towards the wall behind you. And breathing in, come back to center. And go the other way, that gentle twist side to side. Again, you'll imagine your sit bones are glued with super glue onto your chair. So just moving from the waist or the top of your hips, long, long spine. The nose stays in line with the middle of the chest. Just do what you can, don't do what you can't. Nice stretch. Once more each way if you're happy to. It's 12 o'clock.
You catch me every time.
Oh, don't know. What, you got a hot date after or something? And bring your arms forward, then slowly bring your arms all the way down by your side. Just roll your shoulders. Let's take a little bit of a stretch now. So take your left hand, rest it on the outside of your right thigh. And then your right arm is just hanging long. Breathe in as you blow. Can you just gently take your right arm up and over your heads without lifting your right sit bone off the floor? That really good stretch down your side. Bring the arm back down by your side. Sit really nice and tall. And go again. Take the arm up and over. And side stretch. Try not to lean forwards or backwards. Just use your hand on your thigh just to gently support your spine. Your hips stay nice and still. That C curve in your spine, just like we did before. Your arm back down. And last time, sweep the arm up and over your head. And then bring the arm back down by your side. And then let's swap over. So let your left arm hang down, your right hand just goes outside of your left thigh. Try and sit really nice and tall. Try not to lean forwards before we start. Just gently use your hand to stabilize. Breathe in. As you breathe out, your left arm's going up and over in that C curve without lifting your bottom off the floor. Keep both of your hips grounded onto the seat. And go again. Reaching up and over. Just use your hand to gently support yourself. Keep it small if you need to. It just feels like a nice stretch. Going sideways again, not forwards, not backwards, just that side stretch. And we did 4 on the other side, so we should always do the same amount of repetitions each side, as long as you feel comfortable doing them. And slowly bring your arm all the way back down by your sides. Both of your arms by your sides. You can just release off your shoulders. We can settle our hands on our thighs or put your hands on the side of your chair if you want. Let's move down the body again. So going back to your legs, hips and glutes a little bit as well. So one at a time, let's start moving through our hips. So breathe in as you breathe. Can you just float your left foot off the floor? So just bringing your thigh a little bit higher up towards the ceiling and breathing in, put your foot back down. Good. So hinge from hips. Keep everything else nice and still. So we're not trying to go like this. Try and keep everything in your upper body still. Just float your left foot away from the floor or your block, wherever you've got your foot on. and put it back down again. And that just sets nice little lifts. So just work a little bit through your hips. Some of you might be a little bit tight in your hips, so you might find one side's a little bit tighter than the other, which is very normal as well. Just lift and lower. Let's do one more of those each side. And then lift and lower. Then let's build on that. So, and if you feel comfortable, let's lift the right foot off the floor. Can you extend your leg away? Straighten your leg, bend the knee, and then put your foot back down on your floor or your block or your cushion. Lift the left leg, stretch it away, bend the knee, and put your foot back down. That was a crunch? Oh, normally when you hear little crunches and creaks, it's normally just little pockets of air that get stuck in your ligaments. So hopefully it's nothing to worry about.
It's like my son when he goes upstairs, all you can hear is
Crick, crick, crick.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think it happens to most of us really. It's just little air bubbles caught in your ligaments normally. Everybody right doing this? Just a little bit of workout for your legs. Now I'm going to change this a little bit. So what I want you to do now is to lift your right foot and flex your foot and then push your way through your heel like you're trying to reach the sole of your foot towards me. And then just relax your foot, bring the foot up just above the floor and then put your foot back down. And then your left foot, lift it off the floor, reaching away like you're pushing your heel forwards, the toes to the ceiling. So you'll feel that in the leg, in your hamstring. So it's 4 movements. We lift, reach away through your heel, then bend the knee with your foot off the floor and then put your foot down. That's it, nice. Lift, reach away, hover the foot and put it back down. Let's do that. So you don't need to get off your chair to get nice and mobile, do you really? So hopefully you'll feel the muscles in your legs really switching on and off. So for your calf muscle, your quad, your thigh muscle, your hamstring working a little bit there as well. Let's do one more. Still feel like we're sitting really nice and tall. So try not to allow your spine to start to collapse. Last time with your left leg, lift it, reach your way through your heel, bend the knee and put your foot down. So now let's just lengthen the right leg and just flex and point and flex. So now you'll feel all the different opposing muscle groups in your legs switching on and off as you're just pointing and flexing. If you can bend your knee a little bit if you're uncomfortable. And then bend the knee and keep your foot lifted off. Let's just circle our ankle again. A few circles one way, excuse me, and a few circles the other way. Put your foot back down. So always think about that hip width apart, heels, knees into the sit bones. That's it. And then let's just do the same. Let's lift your left foot off the floor and reach your leg away and then flex. Like you're trying to curl your toes in towards your shin and then point and flex. And point again. A couple more times each way. And then bend your knee in and again, like we did on that other side. Just a little bit of movement through your ankle. A few ankle circles one way. And then a few ankle circles the other way. Okay, so both feet light on the floor on the mat. So I'm going to do a little bit of rotation around your hips now. We've done it with our ankle, we did it with our wrists, and we've done it with our shoulders. So we're just going to do some gentle knee circles. So you can keep your big toe on the floor if you needed to. Otherwise, let's just lift the right foot off the floor, off the mat, and just let your foot just sort of dangle it, just hanging from your ankle. And then we're just going to start to slowly draw some circles in the air with your knee. So nothing else. So we're really just circling that thigh bone around your hip socket. Just going slowly round and round. With that knee just bent. You can. So your lower leg is sort of more hanging from your knee and your ankles hanging from your foot, if that makes sense. And then put your foot down. Remember which way you went. Let's lift the left foot off the floor. Let your foot just hang nice and low. So let's draw some circles in the air, round and round. Try and go really slowly. So just all in our hip joints. So you feel this in your thighs, maybe in your hip flexors, those muscles between the legs and the hips. And then put your foot back down. Let's do the other leg. So can you remember which way you went? Go the other way. I bet you can't. I should have said clockwise and anti-clockwise really, just try not to wiggle your foot. So it's your thigh bone going round and round your hip. Everything else is still, that's it. It's that little gentle mobilization around your hip. Let's do the left leg, lift it up. And go the other. It doesn't, if you've gone the same way twice, but it's still rotation. So regardless which way we go, we're still going round and round. So again, it's just keeping that fluidity around our hips and keeping our hips healthy. And last time, put both your feet down on the floor. If you want to just stretch your legs away a little bit, you can wiggle your legs, you can shake out your feet, whatever feels comfortable. And let's put our feet back down on the mat and just reset everything. So let's go back a little bit to where we were in our upper body. So sit really nice and tall. Bring your arms down by your sides and then breathe in. As you breathe out this time, I'm just going to reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. And breathing in, we're going to bring the arm back down by your side. So we're going to add in opposite arm, opposite leg in a moment. So breathing out, the arm reaches up. And breathing in, it comes down. Let's do one more of those each side, just getting that upper body moving again, just getting that warmth into your shoulder. Don't need to take the arm quite so high if you've got shoulder joint issues. And then bring your arm down by your side. Now breathe in as you back. Can you just lengthen your right leg? Just straighten it out and put your foot back down on the floor, on your cushion or your block. And then the left leg, lift it up, just bend at the knee and put your foot back down again. Let's do one more of those each side. Exhaling, breathing out and breathing in, and then the left leg reaching away and bending. Can we put those two together now? See how we go. So it's coordination, mobility, a little bit of strength as well. So breathe in. As you breathe out, the left arm's going to go up. We're going to extend our right leg away. And the arm comes down and your foot releases onto the floor or your block. And then the left leg and the right arm right up, or just here maybe if you don't want to reach it right over your shoulder. Just reach away, maybe just start to point your toes a little bit. Toes reach forward, fingertips to ceiling, and relax your foot. The arm comes down. And then the other side, just reaching up. That's brilliant, perfect. Just legs only, your arms only if you need to. Just keep your feet on the floor if you don't want to lift your legs, or just keep your arms by your side if you don't lift your arms. And we're all very different. We've all got different strong strengths and weaknesses in our bodies. How are we doing? Let's keep going then. Oh, do you? I know. Well, you have to
the same arm and legs.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Together. Sorry.
That's all right. Honestly, it's not so important. It's coordination, is it?
That's what I
So
had.
yeah, no. Well, we need to. That's what we need to be doing. This practice. And the other arm, your right arm now. Put your left foot down in your right arm. And then the other side, your left arm and your right leg. And your left arm at the same time. There you go, you've got it. Oh, how many are we doing? Let's do a couple more each side. Remember, just take a rest if you need it any time. So we've done quite a lot of these now. And let's just finish off doing one more. I know, getting a bit tired in our muscles now. Getting mixed up now. Oh, it doesn't matter. Honestly, all we're trying to do is move nice and gently, just getting that mobility. That it really doesn't matter. As long as you stay safe, that's all that matters. But we're just getting a little bit of movement into our bodies. Let's just go back to just rolling the shoulders again. That's it, brilliant. That's it, perfect. Just gentle shoulder rolls. And then breathing in. And breathing out. Let's make that a little bit bigger again, just like we did before. Breathe in, just bring your arms over your shoulders, and breathing out, let's reach your arms wide side. Feel your shoulders drawing in, down. And then let's take the arms wide side, breathing in. And breathing out. Let's take the arms wide, breathe wider deep into your upper body, breathe right into your ribs. And slowly bring the arms all the way down by your sides. Then let's take the arms straight up over our shoulders. Take a look up at the ceiling, reaching up. Hug your ears with your shoulders. Take that lovely stretch. And slowly, slowly, slowly bring your arms all the way around and back down by your sides. Perfect. And then just release your wrists a little bit and take your shoulder rolls. So now let's just start to again, just a little bit of movement through our spines again. Let's do that little bit of side bend. This time keep your right arm down by, so we have the right arm on our thigh this time, but just keep your right arm down by your side if you can. So it's a little bit of a bigger stretch. Breathe in as you reach your right fingertips down towards the front. This time take your left arm up and over. So one arm reaches down, the other arm comes up and over. Then keep your right arm where it is, put your left arm all the way up and over down by your side, and then go the other way. That's side bend, reaching down with your left fingertips and your right arm up and over. And slowly bring both of the arms down by your sides. Yeah, just bigger stretch this time. So just getting a little bit bigger maybe in our movements now, but keep it really small. You can just have both of your arms down by your sides and take one arm down. Oh, so it should feel like a really good stretch. Let's do one more each side. Keep your sit bones again, they're glued to the floor. And last time. And slowly bring your arms all the way down by your side. So we'll come back to our spine twist again now. So we're going to make that a little bit bigger as well. So if you remember, we did it with our hands in that prayer, and we did it with our arms in the Cossack. So you can choose either of those options if you want to. Otherwise, let's see if we can just have your arms along by your side. Just float your arms up wide to the side, and then turn your palms to face the ceiling. So imagine you've got those little teacups sitting on your hands again. Just try and soften your elbows a little bit and have your shoulders way away from your ears. Excuse me, breathe in as you breathe out, just like we did before. Take that twist to the left, so the whole of your upper body is going in one piece to the left, and slowly breathing in, come back to center. And let's go the other way to the right, and back to center. Again, if your arms, shoulders, chest are tired, just bring your hands to that prayer position, so your thumbs are so you can go here if you want to. Remember, that is always an option. Just a little bit more challenging with your arms, guys. You've got the weight of your arms side to side. To center, let's do that once more each way. So once more to the right. Try and keep your shoulders away from your ears. Just that little gentle twist in your spine back to center. And then last time to the right. And back to center, and slowly bring your arms all the way around and down by your side. Just take a little bit of shoulder roll there again, slide your shoulder blades back and down. Let's go back to the feet. So we're just going to take a little walk through our feet this time. So again, just rest your hands on your thighs if you want to, on the side of the chair you choose. And then we're going to lift the left heel away from the floor, and then you're going to drop the heel as you lift your right heel. So just that little gentle walking through your feet. Come right up onto the balls of your feet if you can. Just lift and lower. So just keep your feet on the floor, just stretch a little bit behind your footprint, and then one more of those each side, and then both of your heels come down. Then let's bring the arms down by your sides, and let's add our arms. So as a right heel lifts, left arm goes back. So we're going to be marching our arms this time, so speeding up a little bit. So just that little bit of a heel raise as you lift the opposite arm up towards the ceiling in line with your ear. That's it, perfect. So try not to rock from side to side. Don't need to take your arms high, maybe just a chest height if you want to. Just working through your ankles, your knees, your hips and your shoulders. Perfect. So you can do this standing up at home. If you want to do a few practices, do it seated first of all, otherwise you can do this standing. Challenging your balance a little bit. And maybe do one more of those each side. And then both of your arms come down, roll your shoulders. So this time, I'm going to try and do that. Do you remember we did those knee circles before? Let's see if we can do it with straight legs. It's a little bit hard, so if you need to bend your knee, bend your knees. Put your hands on your thighs or on your chair. If you want a little bit more stability, make sure you feel nice and stable in your shoulder, hips. Your shoulders are right over your hips. And then let's just extend your right leg away. So just softly pointing your toes. You've got an alignment from your toe all the way to your hip. And let's see if we can draw some circles with not with your toes, again with the whole leg extended. So it's a little bit harder because you've got that whole weight of your leg coming up your leg into your hip. So again, if you want to bend your knee, do those knees. So try not to wiggle your foot. That's it, just point your toes gently. Well, that's not easy, is it? Feel that weight coming all up your leg, can't you? So we're really challenging, working our legs, our hips a little bit there as well. Let's see if we can just take those circles around the other way. Bend your knee if you need to. I can feel what you're feeling, remember? Not wiggling the foot, it's just the leg, circling the leg around your hip. And then gently put your foot back down. Oh, shame, got two legs, isn't it? Go to the other side now. Extend your left leg away, or keep the knee bent if that's not good. Just try not to lock out. You're just a little bit soft, but what we're aiming to do is circle the thigh bone around your hip. So you might find one side is much easier than the other. You might find, you might be a little bit more stiff in one hip than the other, which is why it's so important to do these sort of exercises. We're just trying to, in Pilates, we're trying to find that balance, both sides of your body. So stop if you need to, otherwise if you're happy to, just unwind your circles, take them round around the other way. Keep everything else nice and still. Remember, try not to hold your breath. It's so easy when you're doing these sort of things, you're focusing on what your body's doing. Remember to breathe. And let's put the leg back down on the floor. So if you want to, just let your legs hang, just shake out your legs a little bit there. I know, just get your hip flex a little bit and your quad, just shake out your legs, maybe wiggle your feet, set your ankles a little bit there as well, just wiggle your toes, and then put your feet back down on the floor again. So from here, take a little bit of a stretch, but again, be very mindful of how this feels in your back, your lower back. So that's the most vulnerable part of our spine for most of us. That's where most of us end up having back issues. So really make sure you feel safe when you're doing this. So again, feel that scooping in, feel that pulling in and that lifting up. So you're really hollowing out your tummy. And just let your hands settle on the top of your thighs. Your fingertips are facing the same way as your knees. Then just slowly, just let your chin tuck in towards your chest, and slowly just start to slide your hands over your knees, and then just start to slide your hands down the front of your shins. So just round and front. You just gently bring your chest towards your thighs, pull your hips back a little, pull your tummy in really tight, and maybe we're looking towards our belly buttons here. Breathe in as you breathe out, slowly pull the tummy in really tight, slowly slide your hands up over your knees, up to the middle of your thighs, and then sit really tall on top. Is that all right? Yeah, let's do that again. Nice bit of a stretch. We're just opening up the spine, the hips a little bit, but always make sure, I don't want any pinching in your back at all. So you can only need to go with your hands on your knees if you, and at home as well. If you don't want to go any further than that, just stop at your knees if you want. But really try to feel rounding your spine as you come forward, and you're scooping inwards, yeah? So keep your elbows quite close to your ribs, and then breathe in as you're back. Off we go. So chin falls towards the chest, the hands slide down the thighs, past the knees. They slowly slide down your shins. Only go as far as you feel comfortable to go. Some of you might even want to get your fingertips towards your ankles, but try not to let your bottom lift off the floor. And so looking towards your chest or your belly button, slowly pull the tummy in. Use those core muscles, those abdominals, muscles to slowly come up and restack your spine, sitting really nice and tall at the top. Breathe in. Let's do that once more. If you want to, just stay sitting nice and tall. Just roll your shoulders if you want to. So try and pull back through your sit bones. So try and pull back, and as you come forwards, just that sliding hands nice and gently down your legs. Let your chin just fall towards your chest. Shoulder blades wide across your back. Sinking your tummy in. Let's slowly coming up. Slowly sit really nice and tall at the top. And then just let your arms be long by your side, just roll your shoulders in. So I want you to be even more careful this time in what we do. So this time we're going to try and keep our spines fairly straight. So let's just bring the arms up over your shoulders and just drop your shoulder blades down. So we don't want to be never want to be hugging our ears with our shoulders. We want the shoulder blades down, pulling tight through center. Keep your arms in line with your ears, breathe in. And again, just see if we can just reach forward. So your chest is coming towards the floor, not too far. Keep your arms in line with your ears, and then stretching. And then we're going to come back up again. So this is just a spine stretch forwards. Keep your spine long, your shoulders down, pull your tummy in really tight. Don't need to go very far. You can round your spine a little bit if you don't. Try and keep your spine straight so you feel that stretch, and particularly in your lower back. Slowly unfold yourself. Maybe do that once more, reaching forwards, pulling yourself, almost feel like you're pulling yourself out of your hips, reaching forwards. And then slowly unfold yourself. Take your arms wide side, reaching for the side walls. Pull your shoulders down towards the base of your spine as your arms come all the way down by your side. Just roll your shoulders. Again, you might just want to circle your wrists, a few circles one way and a few circles the other way. So again, just put your arms down by your sides, just a few little shoulder rolls there, just to release off. Let's go back to where we were at the beginning. So take a big in-breath, lengthen your spine. Think about your really nice seated posture. Big in-breath and as you back, just turn your head gently to the left. So just mobilizing through your neck again. So your just nose is facing the side wall or side windows, and breathing, come back to center. And breathe out very slowly. Let's look away to the right. So keep everything else nice and still. Keep your chin slightly tucked in. Don't let your head hang backwards. So your chin's parallel to the floor. Let's do that once more each way. Don't move your neck, your shoulders, your hips. And back to center, and then to the right, and back to center, just like we did before. Just slowly, very slowly, allow your chin to fall down towards your chest. That lovely stretch in the back of your neck. Keep your chin tucked in if you can. Just roll your chin across your chest. So you take your left ear towards your left shoulder. And then keep the chin tucked in, roll the chin across the chest again. Your right ear goes towards your right shoulder. And then just bring the chin back so it's in line with the middle of the chest. And then very slowly and gently look forwards. And then breathe in as you breathe. Just let your head fall sideways to the left this time. So you bring your left ear to your left shoulder without rolling your neck. And then square up, neck right in line with your spine. And then go there so you get that really nice stretch down the side of your neck. Then look forwards, do that once more each way. So if you're holding any tension in your neck, just these few little gentle neck mobilization exercises are really just nice to just stretch your neck out a little bit. When we stretch and release, that just release any tension normally. And then look forwards, and then slowly just bring your arms up over your shoulders. And now breathe in. As you breathe in, just can you reach your left fingertips right up towards the ceiling? So for your left shoulder, really pulling up. Maybe we can look at that hand with our eyes. And then slowly drop that arm back down. And then as you breathe in, lift the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Feel your shoulder blade drop down. Let's still look up. Let's do the other side again. Reaching up through your left fingertips. Try to reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Drop the shoulder blade down. Let's do it again. The other side, stretching. And drop your shoulder blade down. Look up at the ceiling. Lift the chest. Take your arms wide to the side and slowly bring your arms all the way around and down by your sides. Breathing in, let's take the arms wide to the side, gently look up towards the ceiling again, fingertips to ceiling, and then stretch here. So both your arms at the same time, all your fingertips are reaching up to the ceiling, trying to lift yourself out your chair almost, but don't. And then reach your arms wide to the side, slowly allow your arms to float all the way down by the sides of the chair. And let's just rest our hands on our thighs, and then just do a few little gentle shoulder rolls. Nice few gentle shoulder rolls. Focus on your breathing again, that lateral breathing. Breathe into your ribs. And then slide your shoulder blades back and down. Should we finish as we began? Let's just bring the fingertips together, rest the backs of your hands on your thighs, shoulders away, spine nice and long. Let's take a big in breath and just float your hands up towards your chest. Let your ribs expand sideways. And as you breathe out, slide your shoulder blades down. Try and release any tension in your mid, your upper back. Let's breathe in. Right to the base of our lungs, the hands float up towards the chest. They slowly float down again. Let's do that once more. Nice big in breath. Slowly breathe it all out. Then bring your arms down by your sides. And then breathe in. Bring your shoulders up by your ears with long, long arms. Shoulder shrug. And breathe out. Just let it all go. Let's do that twice more. Breathing in. Just bring your shoulders up to your ears. Just let it all go. Let's do that once more. And breathe it all out. Well done, everybody, and everybody at home as well. Thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you so much, all of you, for being with me today. You enjoyed it? Yeah. Well, it makes a change, doesn't it?
A lot of
Similar, but not.
Yeah. Well, I suppose there's not a lot you can do sitting in a chair.
Thank you, Karen.
Mobilise.
Well, yeah, she doesn't stand up.
Oh, does she? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I think we had enough to do without sitting up, standing up. All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone at home.
Thank you.
Bye, Karen. Bye.
Bye. See you soon.